start on some game dev today. How about that? So I think what I want to do for now, so on Sunday we were doing some modeling, some texturing, and I think I've firmed up my decision to switch to the forward plus rendering method. And so I think what we need to do is we need to look at the game as it is right now and be like, okay, what did that break? Or what do we need to do? Because I think there was some concern around maybe lighting, right? Which is why we created this. Improve lighting. Let's actually run the game though and see what's going on with forward plus. So the menu seems fine. It's just 2D, right? But it will be 3D once we get into the game. So like if we look at our test scenario, it's kind of dark. For reasons. So it seems like we have, maybe there's some light. Obviously there's some kind of lighting in the scene, but it isn't quite what we want. Now I wonder if we look at our test scenario here. I think we decided that the lighting is part of the scenario, like the level, right? We have a scenario environment, which contains things. Energy multiplier. What does this do? Multiply for background energy, increase to make background brighter, decrease to make background dimmer. Okay. Sky. Sky is empty. We could put a texture. How does this work? Okay. So the sky, what does this do? Sky resource used for this environment. Process mode, radiance size. Is there, let's see. Toggle preview environments. If a world environment node is added, the same preview environment is disabled. Okay. So if we removed, okay, I'm just trying to get a sense of what we can preview here and what we have to like run the game to be able to see, right? So if world environment node is added, the scene preview environment is disabled. So right now we have this thing where we have a scenario environment. Do we need that? What is that for? Let's figure this out. Scenario environment. We have a document about it. So in the scenario.gd, right, we say, hey, if there is a environment from the scenario, then we apply it on ready. And what we do is we get the world environment from the scene tree root, and we set the world environment to be that environment. So if we go back to the main scene, there is a world environment, and it has environments, it has camera attributes, it has compositor, which does something, I don't know. Default compositor, resource to use if none is set on the camera. Okay. And there are camera attributes, which is interesting. We might mess around with that at some point, but not what I'm looking for. So the idea is that we have this one world environment node in the main scene, and when a scenario loads, it loads the this environment into the world. So that seems like if we're working this way, it makes it difficult to preview things. is there... So we have a survivor. Right, you have a skin material, but the skin material is not applied in the preview, unfortunately. So I think there's two ways we could go about doing that. I think one thing we could do, well, three things. We could make a separate scene with the different parts of the scenario and just like have a static thing so that we could see kind of the environment and lighting and have a playground. And maybe this view would reflect what we would see in practice. Option one. Option two, we change things around to make it possible in the scenario to better see what it would be like at runtime. Like maybe using a tool annotation or something, or making it so that we have like a placeholder world environment in the scene that doesn't get used or gets removed when things are run. Let's go down that path, right? Or three, we just do what we're doing now and we run the game and see what it looks like in the game, and we just go back and forth, right? And that's kind of the easiest thing. That's maybe, depending on how many iterations and how long it takes to get feedback on that, maybe that's kind of the worst thing. It's gonna cost us more time. But right now I would like to focus on cutting down the tree rather than sharpening the axe, I guess. So we're gonna if you're familiar with the metaphor. Anyway, so what do I want to change? One thing I'm curious about, right? So, okay, so we can tweak this here. Interesting. So if this is a test scenario anyway. I'm just going to remove the light so that we can have, we can tweak things here, right? So if we just turn off the light and environment, there's no lighting. Amazing. So what I'm curious about is like, how does that affect what actually shows up in the game? Like, what does that actually look like? Just to try to get a sense of if these things are comparable. Yeah, it's just pitch black here. Okay, so there's some, we are given some information, some visibility into things, even though in the actual scene, at runtime, everything would be black because there would be no lighting, right? So, but what I'm noticing here is if we turn these things on and we go here, then we can do some fun things, like let's make the sun a little yellower. We can dial up the sun energy, right? We can add sky color, give it kind of a light shade of blue. Ground color can be kind of a green, like so. What are the post-process do? So AO is maybe ambient inclusion. Yeah. Turning that on, we get some more subtle shadows. It's kind of cool. Glow doesn't do anything for us. Tone map. GI. Oh, it took a second to think. Global illumination, huh? It's fancy. If we turn that off, we get more even lighting, right? So a thing we could do is we could just like add sun to scene and add environment to scene. But we don't want to actually do this, but we can take this environment. Can we copy and then go over here to scenario environment, and we can paste and then save as, and we'll overwrite our existing environment. wherever that is that config? Environments, daytime bright. Yeah, overwrite it. Okay, so we can tweak the environment with the built-in tool and then save it out to a file and reuse it. And then if I remove world environment, or we can't hide it. Okay, so I'll just delete it. And then we got our light. Sky mode. Hey, Brainless. Good morning.
Brainless Society just got here first and is awesome.
I feel like my keyboard cam is a little turned. There we go. Hello. Alright, so what did this do for the light? It made it sky mode, light, and sky. Makes the light visible in both the scene lighting and sky rendering. Okay, directional shadows. It did things. We have energy, indirect light. It basically did a bunch of stuff for us, right? And then, okay, cool. So we'll save this, and then if I run the game again, how you doing, Brainless? Having a good morning so far? Let's start the game. Go to the test scenario. Ooh. We can actually see things now. This is supposed to be the daytime bright environment, so that's pretty bright. That seems good. Doing all right, fighting with edge cases for your mock server. Well, that's, you know, that sounds both like a positive and a negative. That could be fun or annoying. You're about to merge, so looking for any possible issues. Okay, great, awesome. Fingers crossed. And I have turns. Oh, I have desktop audio off. There we go. It's mostly annoying, I know. Anyway. Okay, so if we go to car defense, our first scenario, which doesn't have a car. And we've not actually done anything. You know, this is the very first scenario we built, right? It looks a lot better, right? Now that we've tweaked the lighting. I'm not gonna sit here and click this 500 times. But yeah, that's good. Okay, so then campfire survivors. We might want to tweak this one. I think this is supposed to be really a nighttime scenario, so I'm not sure what's going here with the lighting. I mean, overall, it looks pretty good, right? Oh, I lost. For now, for example, now I'm working on something that is a mock can now have variants, different responses for the same endpoint, yes, and mock can be private. As each variant is just a mock, I need to keep them in sync if user changes visibility in the UI. Can you have it where there's a probability, like what controls which variant you get when you call the endpoint? Is it like a sneaky hidden like header or parameter? Is it configured to like in a certain time window or in a certain sequence, or randomly? A related table of selectors. I see. Having a mock service where you get different random responses could be interesting. Anyway, so let's look at the campfire scenario. I think it's just called scenario 2. There we go. All right, and so we will get rid of the directional light, and we will use this to adjust things, right? So sky color is going to be black. Maybe, I don't know. It's going to be a frozen Godot is what it's going to be. Okay. Will you come back to us, Godot? I broke it. I found a bug. It's like if the body has X in path Y, and let's say also query param Z, then the variant has higher weight, and we pick the best one. I see. So you have a set of rules. Gotta mute my phone. I got a set of rules that you use to select the mock based on things you see in the request. Okay, how do I make it do not disturb, but for like duration default? Let's say 3 hours. Getting used to the new phone. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. What's not reasonable, I don't know what's happened here. So yeah, it's totally crashed. Correct. A very unexpected request from the team that does automated testing, whom think things are quick and easy to implement. Why aren't they quick and easy to implement, Brainless? Yeah. That kind of use case is exactly why I at one point built a mock service specifically for mocking APIs for test automation, where the test automation could essentially create endpoints live via matching prefixes on paths, right? Tell that to your authorization authentication layer and multi-tenant approach. Sure. We just gotta. Okay. Well, I don't think Godot's coming back, so we're gonna try to close this. Okay, great. PS UX grep Godot kill. All right, we killed it. Likely you've been building a robust test suite, otherwise you would be crying. Sure. All right, let's get Godot back here. All right, so it remembered we were in scenario 2, so that's good. Let's delete our directional light. And we're going to do this, and we're going to try just to darken the sky color. Maybe you didn't like completely black. Ground color, I like this kind of brown is actually appropriate for the scene. Oh no. Why is it doing this? Okay, great. We've found a way to consistently crash this version of Godot. Alright, great. So how do I avoid the crash here? I guess I avoid using this was tweaking the environment. Okay, so this time, because we did delete the light, let's do the lighting. Let's tweak the lighting first. Can we turn down the sky energy way down? We can turn on some of these post-process things. We'll add the environment to the scene, and then for the sun, what is the angular attitude? Ooh. Ooh. I don't know what this did. Hold on, if I turn this... is this where... Trying to understand what these things do. So this is like this. Okay, so this is like tracking if the sun were nearby, it would be like rotating around the scene. Seems to be what this is doing, right? But we don't care about this because if we just do this, let's see what that is like. Sun energy is very, very, very little. Add sun to scene. Okay, so now for the environment to take effect, what we need to do is we need to take this. We need to save as config environments nighttime campfire. Okay. Then we delete this node. And then that is this. In fact, let me go ahead and grab it again. There we go. Okay, so this is the updated environment. So background mode. Sky displays a user-defined sky in the background. Clear color clears the background using clear color defined. Background color clears the background using a custom clear color. Canvas displays a canvas layer in the background. Heap keeps on screen every pixel drawn in the background. This is the fastest background mode, but can only be safely used in fully interior scenes. No visible sky or sky reflections. BG camera feed displays a camera feed in the background. That could be interesting. And then we have a defined sky. We have a procedural sky material, which has a bunch of options. Right? So we can do a horizon color. So maybe this is like dawn. Lots of options here. Ground, rising color, bottom color, energy multiplier, sun, angle max, custom FOV. Okay, ambient light, source the background, color black. What does this do actually? So gather ambient light from whatever source is specified as the background. Disables ambient light. So if we just disabled ambient light, what would that look like versus using sky? Let's look at our campfire scene. Ooh, very dark, very spooky. Maybe too dark. Like impossible to hold on, free strap. It would be good if some of the things gave light. That might be a little too hard. So if we do background, let's see, does this take effect right away, or do we? Okay, does not take effect right away. If we did sky, okay, sky gives us light. It does take effect right away. Okay, this is better, as in we can see what's going on in the world. Great. Okay, that seems good. Okay, pretty happy with that. Okay, and then we don't have a scenario 3 yet. That's been on the list to actually go back to the first scenario and add the car and make it where there's not really a story, but it's just kind of a series of scenarios where I guess there's a narrative, which is that you You have one survivor, you have a couple of survivors, you have more survivors, and the scenarios get more complicated. There's more stuff to defend, but there are more waves of zombies. So the difficulty should increase as you go through the scenarios. Is the concept. But in terms of addressing the lighting, I think we've done that. And that was not too painful. We didn't have to change any code. We're just tweaking settings. Let's see. I can commit directly to main. So let's make a commit. Yeah, something like that. Push it. All right, improve lighting. Done. So, add firing effect animation to turrets. I really wanted to do this because the turret felt kind of incomplete without it. How are we going to do that? If the what do we want it to look like? Let's talk about that, right? What should the animation look like? And are we doing the animation in waiting for Blender to load? Are we doing the animation in making sure I'm selecting the right flat in Blender or in Godot? Probably in Godot. That might be more straightforward. So I feel like it should be a couple of things, right? So still not happy about how the back of that looks, and yeah, anyway, lots of things we could do with the model. I don't want to focus on that right now. I feel like the firing animation should involve stuff moving in reaction to it firing. Maybe. I mean, the turret design here does feel like it should be very stable, right? So, maybe we just want like some kind of particle effect, like not maybe flames coming out of the barrel. It doesn't have to be realistic. It doesn't have to be real. I just want something to indicate that something happened. I don't think we necessarily would want to even see the projectile, right? I don't think we need to render that because it should happen very fast. Again, it doesn't have to be realistic, so we could just show a bullet crossing, but I don't think we need to, as long as we can show an effect. So maybe, I don't know what it thinks I changed, but it says that there are changes. I'm just gonna I'm gonna close this and don't save. Let's look at our turret in all of its beauty. Let's change the preview here. Just to, you know, enjoy the model a little bit more. There we go. I mean, pretty good for never having really done this sort of thing. Never making serious attempts, so look at that. It could be improved, but nonetheless. Okay, so what do we want? We want an animation of some kind of particle, some kind of like something coming out of the barrel, right? That coincides with when it fires. How are we gonna do that? I don't know. I don't know. And it needs to be tied to, like, it needs to be inside of this if we want it to, like, follow the rotation of the turret, right? It needs to be like add child node, or are we adding a particle? CPU particles 3D, GPU particles 3D. Let's just try things, right? Nothing's visible because meshes have not been assigned to draw passes. Yeah. We gotta set it up, right? So we're gonna put something like right here, and try to remember how to set this up. We did this before. We set up particles before. For the campfire, quite a while ago. How does this work? I don't really remember. Process material? Particle process material? Draw passes, pass 1. It is some kind of mesh. What if it's a point mesh? What does this do? Maybe not a point mesh. Maybe a plane with a not that. Yeah, we click into here and then we can set size. Okay. Oh, material. There we go. Material. Is this how we do this? I forget. Collision now, drawing trails, process material, draw passes. You know what we can do? We can go look at our campfire. I guess that's in scenario 2. Yeah. So how do we set up GPU particles? So we have particle process material. Oh, we didn't configure the material when we created it. We have draw passes. We have a tiny 0.5 and 0.4 sized plane. We have a material that's red. Okay. This is reminding me of things, right? So, first of all, let's make this much smaller. It's a tiny little thing. And then for the material, let's make this stand out a little bit, right? So we'll do a reddish material again. And we can tweak other things, but that's fine. Let's look at the particle process material, because this is going to control like how the particle system behaves. Right, so spawn, position, angle, velocity, animated velocity, acceleration, display, turbulence, collision, subemitter. I don't know. Emission shape scale. Scale the emission shape in local space. Okay. Emission shape point, sphere, box, ring. Could be a ring. Okay, stuff is happening. We did stuff. Okay, so we want to scale this down. Can we Okay, I'll just do it this way. And then rotate you. Yeah, so anyway, is this what we're gonna end up needing? I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just messing around with stuff based on what feels like might make sense, and we'll see what it actually does. So angle, velocity. So this controls the direction. So we want to go X direction. Yeah. Animated velocity, angular velocity, directional velocity, orbit velocity, radial velocity. There should be something for like effectively gravity that's causing the particles to fall down, right? That's why the particles are going that way. Where is that? I think it's somewhere in here. It should be something in the negative y direction. Accelerations. Okay. No gravity. Linear acceleration. What does this do? Okay. Interesting. Velocity. Interesting. They're just kind of spawning in there. That setting didn't change anything. That does nothing. Spread does nothing. Initial velocity is promising. What is hold on, turn spread back and then turn initial velocity. Okay, but they're kind of going every which way. And there's a range for initial velocity, right? So we can do like potentially going very fast. Interesting. If we reset this and we do linear acceleration, stuff happens. Okay, but why is it going down? Okay, percentage of the velocity of the respective GPU particle 2D or 3D inherited by each particle when spawning. There's an angle. What is the angle? What does this do? I don't know. Okay. I might have to go look at the docs. Emission shape. Particles will be emitted inside of this region, right? So, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. We define an area, and the particles that are spawned in that volume. Emission ring axis. The axis of the ring when using emission shape ring. What's that? What does that mean? Oh, it's that. Okay. Great. Wait, oh, so, maybe I should not have, transformed this. And instead I could have used these settings. At least for the scale, right? Hard to tell what's going on. We can move this over here. Okay, so radius is that. Inner radius go back down to 0. Can we? There we go. We can fine tune that down. Cone angle, I see. Okay, so it could be a cone, in fact. And then what does angle do here? Yeah. Well, let's rotate this and move it in here. I just want all the particles to go that away. How do I do that? I don't understand what angle here means in 3D space. Clearly they're going every which way. Maybe if I turn spread down. Now everything's going this way. Which is interesting. The direction here is 1. So if we... Okay. These are like local... Trying to click. Not quite successful. There we go. Okay. That's more like it. Not exactly what we want, but at least it's going in the right direction. And then spread. Now, I don't know that this is going to get us to where we want to be, but it's a start, right? Emission ring height. Ring axis. So wait, oh, that does whatever that does. Okay. Height changes that. Okay. Could you have like 0.02? Okay. Don't. Okay, there we go. Just do like that. Okay. How about faster? How about more? Shorter lifetime. How about more? Explosiveness. Perfect. Speed scale. Ooh, randomness. Interrupt to end. What do you do? Okay, maybe not quite so many particles. What if we dial that down by about 50%?
I don't know what y'all think, but I think that's pretty.
What's the music track? Okay. Display. Animation. Hue variation. What does this do? What does it do? I don't see a difference. Color curves. Color ramp. Color initial. All sorts of things. What do you do? Are we seeing anything happening because of this? It's hard to tell. Let's cut the amount down, maybe like 50, and let's look at the top because we'll be able to see more surface. I don't see a difference. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's clear that. Scale. Okay, display. Spread flatness. Is there a maybe in draw passes? Is there like a make the material face? Yeah, billboard. Enabled. That's not quite. Keep scale? No. Particle billboard. Shouldn't that... That does something. That doesn't seem... Oh, is it like... Do we have to mark it as double-sided? We do like metallic and roughness as well here. We give it a texture. Cull mode disabled. So I would think that like with billboard on, we will be seeing the same thing from every angle. Maybe I'm missing something. Orientation. Again, this is just me refusing to read the docs and just like messing with stuff. That's fun. Mesmerizing almost. So if we make this smaller, better or worse? I don't know. Dial down the explosiveness a little bit. The thing to keep in mind, right, would be that, well, one, this is still not quite what I want, but when we do get it to where I want, I don't know what I'm trying to make, but I'm trying to make an effect, and I'll know it when I see it. And then this would be something that would become visible and start when the turret fires, right? And it would just be like, it would be activated and then deactivated, is the idea. So I guess one shot? What does one shot do? If true, only number of particles equal to the amount will be emitted. Okay. And then we turn on emitting. Perfect. There we go. Okay, so that does that. So let's dial up the number and on. Bam. Maybe a lifetime a little bit longer then. Let's look at it from a side. Okay. From that side, we see nothing. That's interesting. Okay, that tells me I've done something very wrong. Orientation. Direction the plane mesh is facing. Face X, plane mesh will face positive X. Do we instead of doing a plane, what if we just did like, what would a point mesh look like? First, we lost our material. Let me turn off one shot so we can see this going. Okay. And then material, we will do more things to. What does grow do? If true, enables vertex grow setting. This can be used to create mesh-based outlines. Interesting. Stencil. It's not what we want, I'm pretty sure. Okay, maybe not a point mesh, as interesting as that sounds. Let's do something else. What about... a sphere mesh? What about a crashed game? A crashed game engine? Oh no. It's not my computer, right? Oh, okay, that window's responding. It's just Godot. It's had enough of my nonsense. Alright. It's been a bad day for Godot, apparently. Alright, how much are we gonna lose? Here. When I kill this. Goodbye, Godot. Alright, let's get that going again. There's too many particles. No, I don't know. I don't know what the situation was, but okay, so I had not saved any of that, but that's fine because I'm pretty sure I can pretty quickly re-add it, right? So it's just a GPU particles 3D, and then we're gonna give it, I don't know, like 200 in amount. Ooh, amount ratio. Should look at that. Time. I want to cut the lifetime down. We wanted to position this out here. We wanted to process material, new particle process material, pass one. We're gonna do I don't know. Let's Let's do a quad mesh. Now that's way too big of a thing, but 0.01, 0.01. And then we want to go into the material and let's try turning build board particle build board. Yeah, and we wanted to turn off. If we go back to process material, we want maybe a little bit of lifetime randomness would be fun. We want to change gravity, turn off gravity. Too fast for gravity. We want to spawn emission shape ring. We 0.1 radius way down. There we go. Cone angle. All right, we got to take a break here though, so we're gonna pause right here and return in about 3 minutes with some more particle nonsense.